Hello, my name is Emma Middleweek of TurnYourCorner.com. I am a PSYCH-K Facilitator, which is an energy psychology which changes negative subconscious beliefs into positive ones. Welcome to episode 2 of Understanding the Science Behind Energy Psychology and indeed any other energy healing. In the first episode, I spoke very briefly just about how scientists came across quantum physics. And now I'm going to just look at different aspects of quantum physics and then relate that to energy healing. So let's just start with who we are. Here we are, we have our physical bodies. And it's very easy to see ourselves on a physical level as actually being very separate from everything and everyone around us. And we also have an ego. Now, a healthy ego is a great thing to have because what it does is that it makes us different from one another and helps us to develop our own personalities. But just notice here that I said different rather than separate from one another. Because what can happen is that a healthy ego can become a fragile ego. And a fragile ego occurs through life experience that we have as children growing up that may have been perceived as negative. And a fragile ego is fear-driven. And what this means is that it pushes the ego to promote separation. And it wants to protect itself at all costs and to see everything outside of itself as the enemy. Now, when we feel we have enemies, we go into fight or flight response. And this fight or flight response is creating fear and negative emotions. And this is actually what creates stress in the body. So that leads then on to emotional, psychological, and physical illness. So where does quantum physics fit into all this? Quantum physics says that at the subatomic level of all atoms, there is an energetic vibrating field. It is one energetic vibrating field. And this means that there is no separation. We are all at our core coming from the same thing. We are all one. And the more, therefore, we see ourselves as separate, the more we're driven further away from who we really are at core level. How does energy healing work here? Well, energy healing releases heavy negative energy from negative emotions and from fear. And really the goal for us is on this earth, is to have as stress-free a life as possible. And when we have a healthy ego, which makes us who we are, and we balance that with, also at our core level, being part of the whole, then we can really enjoy being ourselves, but also really comfortable with everything and everyone around us. Let's talk now about the speed at which energy healing works. Well, again, we can relate this back to quantum physics because as humans, we have linear time. We have a 24-hour clock, and so anything that we do has a start time and an end time. Now, in the quantum world, there is no space or time. The quantum world is timeless. And this is quite difficult to get our heads around. But it does explain that energy is all there, all at the same time, all in the same space. So when we make changes at the energetic level, we are actually getting changes instantaneously. We also need to appreciate the power of our thoughts. Our thoughts are energy. And when we look at quantum physics has something called the law of attraction, which basically means like attracts like. And therefore, what we think about, we need to realize goes out into the universe and attracts what comes back into our reality. Now we have our conscious thoughts and we have subconscious thoughts and beliefs. And 95% of the energy from our thoughts going out into the universe is actually coming from our subconscious. And psychologists have said that 70% of those beliefs are actually negative. So, for instance, PSYCH-K changes these negative beliefs into positive beliefs. And then what is happening is that when you have a positive subconscious, you are attracting positive vibrations from the universe. And this positivity can influence our reality. The other thing worth mentioning is that energy healing doesn't just work on one thing at one time. So if you're releasing negative energy in one area, you're actually helping it to be released in other areas too. And this can be demonstrated in quantum physics by a term called entanglement. And what this means is that some atomic particles, when they are in contact, they remain influenced by each other instantaneously over any distance and forever. And with PSYCH-K, therefore, it is not a matter, therefore, of having to change every single negative subconscious belief that we have, because we would be here for a really long time. What we're doing is, because the energy in the beliefs are entangled, when we make changes to one negative subconscious belief, it is also changing any other negative subconscious beliefs that are already attached to it. So just to come to a conclusion here is, in this video, we have covered the fact that the ego can cause us to see ourselves as separate and not part of one energetic field. And this separation can cause a lot of stress for us. Quantum physics also can explain the speed of energy healing, and that the energy work is far-reaching due to entanglement. And we also talked about the law of attraction and how our thoughts, the power of our thoughts that go out into the universe. And in episode 3, what I'd like to do is to take this concept of positive thinking and take it a bit further, and to ask the question of can we just rely on positive thinking alone? And I would like to look at how best to use energy work, and also how to use our energy creatively by being present. So thank you.